Hi friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Elaine. Today I'm going to be sharing with y'all how much I spend in a week living in New York City as a 25-year-old, because honestly that was the biggest question mark and worry for me when I was deciding to move here. It just seemed really intimidating and expensive, and as someone who had no gauge on the living costs here, I found these type of videos really helpful, so let's just get right into it. Starting off with Monday, I worked from home this day. For lunch, I heated up some leftovers from a Thai restaurant and also made myself a salad, so I spent $0 there. And then later in the afternoon, my roommate and I decided to try a new boba shop called N25 because they were doing a BOGO deal. So I spent $4.63 on a milk tea boba, which honestly made me really nostalgic of the days when boba used to be like $4, but it was pretty good. After work, I took the subway to head to business school. I'm currently a part-time MBA student in the weeknight program, and each subway trip costs $2.90. And then I actually dropped by a club event before class. They were providing free dinner, so I got to eat free of charge. And then I had accounting class from 6 to 9. I had to purchase an accounting textbook, so that was $108. And then I headed home again on the subway. So in total today, I spent $118.43. On Tuesday, I decided to go into the office, so I made myself a matcha drink to bring with me. I also cooked a really simple pasta dish for lunch before heading out. And I walked to work, so I spent $0 on transportation. And then I got a cup of milk from my office to make a matcha latte, and I'm honestly still figuring out the right matcha to milk ratio, but I think it tasted pretty good. I just worked for the rest of the day, and then I made myself some dumplings at home for dinner. And for the rest of the night, I worked out at my apartment gym, which I honestly use pretty regularly. It has the bare necessity machines, but it gets the job done, and it's a free gym, so I can't complain. So in total, I spent $0 today. On Wednesday, I also went into the office, so I made a really quick lunch. It's called yubuchobap in Korean, but it's basically fried tofu skin stuffed with rice, and it's just a really good quick to-go food to make, so I had it for both lunch and dinner. And then later at night, I headed to campus for my Wednesday class, which was operations, so I spent a total of $5.80 today on transportation to and back from campus. On Thursday, I went into the office to do some work after eating lunch at home. Once my workday was over, I decided to drop by MTC Kitchen, which is a Japanese kitchenware store. I accidentally broke one of my rice bowls, so I wanted to pick up a new one, and I was really pleasantly surprised by this store. Because it's a store that sells to restaurants and all the products are from Japan, I felt like the quality was really good and the price was super affordable. Hello guys, I'm back from my trip to MTC Kitchen. I ended up picking up two things that I want to show you guys, but the first is a sauce bowl. It is so cute. Guess how much this was, guys? It was only $3.90, which is crazy. I feel like for the quality of this, and it's also made in Japan, but I just really love the design and I needed a sauce bowl. I realized when I moved here that I didn't have any, so this was perfect. I got this rice bowl and I just love the design of it. It's so classy, and I feel like it just really elevates your dining experience at home. So I picked this up, so I spent a total of $11.87 at this store. But I'm just gonna eat dinner really quick and use my new rice bowl, and then I have church small group tonight, so we're gonna head over after dinner. For dinner, I made a really simple rice bowl with Japanese natto and a fried egg with some broccoli. And then after church small group, I actually dropped by Whole Foods to pick up my favorite yogurt. I always stock up on this yogurt, so I purchased two, which came out to $13.63. So in total today, I spent $25.50. Hello guys, it is Friday. I just started off my morning by doing some work, but I'm actually gonna head out soon for lunch with my friends. We are getting the Dollar Shop, which is this really delicious hot pot spot, but it's actually restaurant week in New York. So if you guys don't know restaurant week, it's where a bunch of restaurants in the city will participate and give discounted meals. So usually they'll package the deal like an appetizer and an entree and then dessert, all for like $45 to $60, which I think is such a great steal. Also, the weather is so nice and sunny today, so I think I'm gonna try to walk there, which means we need to leave soon. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys along with me. This meal was so good, guys. I had so much food, but I ended up spending $51, which is definitely on the pricier side, but I felt like it was pretty worth for a higher end hot pot place and for the amount of food we got. I ended up going to a cafe after with a friend to do some work, so I spent $7.35 on a matcha there. And then later at night, I went to Japanese market to pick up snacks, which cost $13.76. I also took the subway back and forth, so in total, I spent $77.91 today. Hello guys, I just picked up a couple of snacks and I'm actually heading over to a friend's place just to hang out. Crazy story, I ran into a subscriber on the train. Shout out to the guy with the AirPod Maxes for your kind words, but that was such a crazy experience. It was so cool. On Saturday, I started my day by meeting up with a new friend. We grabbed coffee, so I got an iced matcha again for $8.44. Afterwards, I went to a discipleship program at my church and spontaneously grabbed lunch with a church friend after, so I spent $9.86 on dumplings. And then I dropped by Trader Joe's to do some grocery shopping. I usually grocery shop on a bi-weekly basis, and the total came out to $44.65, which is usually around the cost of groceries for me. And then later at night, I took a dance class, which was $25. I've been going bi-weekly now, and I'm so happy to be dancing again. So for today's total, I spent $87.95. On Sunday, I went to church in the morning and then I had lunch plans after with a friend. We went to Utoya for restaurant week and we got a full course meal with appetizer, entree, and dessert, which came out to $41.87. I also spent $5.80 on the subway, so today's total was $47.67. So the grand total for this week came out to $363.26. Bringing it down by category, I spent a total of $123 on eating out and beverages, $36 on shopping and hobbies, $72 on groceries, and $23 on transportation. And I counted school as a separate cost, so that was $108. But I also want to share my monthly recurring fees with you as well, just so you guys get a better sense of how much it actually costs to live in New York City. So for rent, I'm currently paying $21.75. For utilities, I usually pay around $30 to $50. For example, last month I spent $47 on utilities. And then for Wi-Fi, I pay $38 a month. And then for just monthly subscriptions, that comes out around to $10 a month. I also wanted to include laundry as a separate fee because it's pretty common for people in the city to pay for laundry if they don't have an in-unit machine. I thankfully do, so I asked around a couple of friends and they told me that it costs around $3.50 for one load. But that was a very honest look into what I spent this week. I definitely splurged a little bit on eating out just because it was restaurant week, but in general I try to keep my spending low throughout the week by meal prepping or cooking at home and only eating out when it's for social occasions or eating with friends. But I also want to share as a disclaimer that I think everyone's spending habits will look very differently, and I think depending on your lifestyle choices, it can truly vary on how much you spend living in a city. My spending might also look very differently as a part-time student. I'm a lot more conscious of what I spend, and I also have a lot of extra expenses in terms of textbooks and networking events. So that's all to say, it might look really differently depending on your lifestyle and just the stage of life you're in. But by sharing transparently on how my expenditures look in a week as a 25-year-old, I hope this helps you guys. And now that I've been here for 6 months, I feel like the biggest cost in New York is probably the rent. It's just the amount you're paying for how much you get is gonna look very differently from other cities. But that's also the cost you pay for living in a city like New York, so there's always going to be trade-offs. But in general, I feel like the other parts of my life are actually not that much more expensive than how much I spent, for example, living in Seattle. There's definitely a wide range of price points here in terms of eating out. Again, it just really goes back to your lifestyle choices and how you spend your weekends. But I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!